Hi Taurus, this is your July 2022 spiritual reading. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, we have the desert, the riddle, and the medallion. All right, we have ice, stagnation. For the riddle, we have ram, leadership, and star, guidance. And we have ship, exploration, and snail, persistence. So it feels like, this is a time in your spiritual journey where you are kind of it feels like you're at the start of your hero's journey. Of a hero's journey, where like what pushes you into it, what kind of causes like some sort of disruption and some sort of conflict is this stagnation. With desert, it's almost like everything just stops moving forward, everything just stops expanding. The energies around you feel very, very still, but not in a peaceful way, in a numb way. It's just this weird sensation of like, I feel nothing. And like, for example, in the past, your friends, your family could have reached out to you quite often, and it feels like all of a sudden even that is slowing down. The universe is kind of creating this neutrality and this stagnation and this pause in order to get you to see something. And it feels like this journey you guys are going on is more internal and more mental. With the riddle here, it feels like you're actually there's something in your life and about your destiny that you haven't figured out yet, that you haven't recognized yet. And it could be that you guys are destined to be in a position of leadership where like you're going to be known by a significant amount of people. And you're kind of this guide, this teacher, showing the way, sharing your wisdom, sharing everything you've learned. Let's see. But yeah, it feels like there's something you have yet to find out within yourself. We have the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. There's something your soul, your heart is desiring to move towards, which again is why it makes me feel like it's part of your destiny. You just don't realize it yet, and you haven't been moving towards it, or like you may have even gotten opportunities that would eventually lead you to be in this position, but you've turned them down, or you've chosen something instead, and you weren't meant to. These were opportunities to get you to where you're destined to be. And again, it feels like you're heading towards that time where this is meant to be a part of your life. You're meant to be in this place of leadership. And so the universe is kind of pausing everything around you and forcing you to kind of see this and recognize this. And part of that, again, it's like when you have this feeling of nothingness, you kind of go within and you ask yourself, like, why do I feel so empty? And it feels like that those questions lead you down the journey to figuring this out. But also with the riddle, it feels like every single thing in your life, everything that's happening is all connected to this, is all trying to show you this. So whatever it is, anything you follow, anything that feels very, very different than it was before, if you follow it, you'll get to this gem, to this medallion, to the answer that you're meant to be seeing. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, your soul, your higher self is calling out to you. Again, your soul wanted to experience something in this life, and you've kind of gone in a different direction. And it feels so important. Like literally, this could be where your North Node is. You could have your North Node in Leo or the 10th house, or even Aries, or the first house, where you're meant to be this leader, this teacher, this guide, showing people the way, sharing your wisdom with people. And again, you've kind of moved away from that. You could have even moved in the opposite direction, where you kind of are much more introverted and don't like to be in the spotlight, don't like to be around a lot of people, don't like to speak in public. It might be a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it is the direction your soul is yearning to move towards. And it's yearning it so much so that it's kind of like forcing you to see this and pausing everything else in your life in order to show you how important this is, and how it's like, this is why you reincarnated. This is the lesson and experience your soul wanted to have. And so once you do recognize this, once you find this medallion, this answer, this gem that your soul is leading you towards, it will change the trajectory of your life. We have exploration and persistence. With the ship, it really does feel like, if you have free will, but if you do, once you find this and once you see this and you choose to follow it, it might require you to like move somewhere completely new, or it could be more symbolic, where your life changes so drastically. It's like unrecognizable from before. Let's see. Wow, we have the Empress here. And with persistence, it feels like once you, like, again, this is where you're meant to be. This is the direction that you're going to feel the most like yourself, the most aligned, the most in your power, really embodying this Empress energy. And it might take time for you to get comfortable. Again, because if like public speaking or being the center of attention feels uncomfortable to you, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it or that you shouldn't follow it. It just means that slowly, you keep continuing to work on it. You keep continuing to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You'll eventually get comfortable with it. And the thing is, because your soul yearns for this so much, it's your ego that's creating these fears of like, okay, like, what are they thinking of me? What if, I don't know what to say, they don't take me, whatever it is that is causing you to be afraid of this. Again, because it feels like you've had opportunities to be in this position that you're destined to be in, but you may have turned them down and you may have walked away from them. But it feels like this is something you have to keep doing and doing until your ego kind of gives up and you're able to surrender to it and actually enjoy this. We have the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, it's gonna be, for those of you where this feels very uncomfortable, it's not gonna feel good right away. Again, your ego has these fears and has these hesitations that's kind of holding you back from doing what you're destined to do, from being in this place of, the star. It's like that northern star, being this guide, someone people look to for answers. You might have anxiety at first, you might feel terrified, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. And that doesn't mean that, this, because I feel this fear, this isn't where I'm destined to be. That's, again, it's your ego creating that fear. And once you move past it, once you override that ego and those thoughts, you'll find your true happiness. Like, this is where you find your 10 of Cups, your complete emotional fulfillment. And if you guys do have your sun or your north node in your 10th house, it's kind of like you're married to your job, in the sense that this is what gives you that true love that a lot of people need a relationship to experience. For you, it's the appreciation and the recognition that you get from the people that you help. And like, once you realize how much of an impact you have on people's lives, you feel this happiness and this sense of wholeness that you haven't felt before. Again, because this is where you're destined to be. This is where what your soul wanted to experience in this life. So yeah, don't be afraid of this. Whatever it is your soul is trying to show you right now, listen, follow the signs, meditate. Let it show you what it is desperately designed to show you. Like, it's literally forcing you. It's like removing any distractions from your life right now so you can pay attention. And once you see it, again, don't let this fear hold you back, because this is where you're destined to be. All right, Taurus, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.